Well, yeah, she's back.
What's going on, and welcome back, everybody, to another exciting edition of Georgia's Regional Sports Show. We call this The Pit. I'm Sports Director Tony Reese over at WTVM. I'm joined today by one of our newest members, but one of our members of the show, Miss Mackenzie Blaze, WALB sports anchor and reporter. Mackenzie, excited to have you today.
Hey, Tony. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Like you said, I'm the newest member of the WLB sports team. I was in news for a brief second, and now I get to do what I love. Sports reporter, weekend anchor, loving it so far. Filling in for Aaron today. Hopefully I do him some justice.
No doubt about it. Exciting times. Trust me. If you're more talented than he is, I promise it's going to be a good time. But we talk about it. We're going to jump straight right into GHSA. We know several of our teams were in there as well as yours. You had two, one on the boys and one on the girls. Care to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we'll start with the ladies. Wilcox County, what a team. I mean, they went back to back. This is their second year down here, just dominant. I think they've lost 2 games in 2 years. They headed up to Macon, obviously the looking to win it again, and they did that. And the crazy thing is they didn't even play their best game. I'd say one of their worst games of the year, potentially. But just the sheer willpower they have to win, they just got after it. Second half, they really picked it up, and they're going to be dominant again next year. I think they're only losing one senior, Zariah Martin. She's one of 3 sisters on the team. And again, I guarantee they will at least make the Final Four next year. They're returning their two top scorers, Shamari Martin, the younger sister of Zariah, and Tylea Benjamin, who's just a monster in the paint. She had 20 points, quiet double-double. I mean, they were just so exciting to watch. And when you don't even play your best game on the biggest stage, I think that says a lot about what this team can do next year, especially. And this was their second year playing Washington Wilkes. And last year they beat them by, I think, 20. This year only by 9. It was a tighter game, obviously. But both teams, they learned a lot from that past year. They both returned a lot of starters, but it was great. It was great to watch, and the ladies deserved it. And I told them, when did they think they could go back to back? And Tylea Benjamin told me after the buzzer of the first state championship, she knew they were going to be back. She knew they were going to be special, and I'm excited to watch them again next year.
No doubt about it. Definitely sounds like an exciting team to watch, and glad to see that they're bringing back a lot of returners. Also know y'all had a Clinch County as well for the guys side.
Oh yeah, the Clinch County Panthers. Same kind of story as Wilcox. They returned everyone from last year. They made a deep, I think, Sweet 16 or Elite 8 run last year. This year, they were just dominant. They won by 20 in this game. Second half surge was crazy. We talk so much in the football season about Travion Martin. Travion Miller, Travion Miller, he's the quarterback, and he was proving that he's more than just a football player. He, again, double-double, just a monster everywhere. He's so athletic. He can jump out of the gym. These guys are just super fun to watch. They're football players and basketball players, just straight up athletes. And in the second half, they were just dominant in the paint, getting all the boards, getting all the putbacks. It was incredible.
You always like to see exciting teams, especially when a lot of these athletes go multiple sports or triple sport athletes. It's always fun to see how they carry over that same mentality into their next sport. I know for us, we had the Hardaway girls. They were the defending GHSA 2A state champs. This was a team that's been gritty. Their last couple wins, they had to get it out the mud. They went to overtime with Josie the game before to even get back to this game against Murray County, the team they beat last year. I knew going into this game, this was going to be one of those games where Hardaway was going to have to show up. Rihanna Boynton actually did a double-double. I believe she had 23 points, 20 rebounds. She's their star player on the team. She's just a junior, so she gets to come back next season as a senior. I'm looking to see if she does great things. This was a game that went down to the wire, but sadly they did lose by 3. But, when you have the heaviest head to wear the crown as you come into a team that had to fight for a lot of adversity, Rihanna was actually injured half the season, so for her to come back in and even to be able to dominate like she did was pretty successful. You have a lot of returners as well. Jayla Todd, they call her J-Bug. She's an exciting player to watch. Several underclassmen, Amira Crowley as well. Coach Kelly Ellison, it's a family affair. She coaches with her sister Kim and their mother Shari. So it's an exciting time to watch that whole family come together. And they've been a standard here in Columbus for a while. So I know that's not going to be the last we see of them. That's their 3rd straight Final Four appearance or state championship appearance. They lost the first one. They won last year, and they lose this one. So you can only guarantee that they're going to come back next year even stronger. But just the excitement we have here in the area. We had a couple teams that made it to the Final Four. They came up just short in the Chatco Panthers as well. A lot of good things out of them. They had a stellar year. And Carver boys, that was a big shocker. A lot of people thought they were going to be one of those teams that could actually come back in, but they weren't able to get it done. But we just have to talk about the exciting talent we have across the whole entire state, like basketball, whether it be football, but definitely in basketball. We saw a lot of great things this season, wouldn't you say?
I think just straight up, there are some athletes in South Georgia, Central Georgia. I mean, and these small towns, these teams don't play the big dogs in Atlanta, but then they get out there in the state run, and they hold their own. And I think it's just a great thing. A town of 1,500 can hold their own against a big school up north, and I think it's great. And yeah, like you said, they're just athletes. They're gritty. It's just really exciting stuff to watch this year.
I couldn't agree more. I know we both cover Sumter County, and that's one of those teams that by far they played a pretty phenomenal season. It kind of came up short, but just the tenacity they played with both on the boys and girls side was exciting to watch this season. Just looking forward to see what they do going forward as well.
Completely, me as well.
But hey, that's going to go ahead and do our first block. We're going to come back with even more college news. Now we know Selection Sunday is past. We have to recap the SEC tournament and everything in between. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Jumping into the college scene now, we have to talk about SEC country. We know we cover several teams across that board, but the SEC tournament at the men's bracket, it was an exciting time, Mackenzie, to watch. We had several teams, including Georgia, who we thought could make a deep run, but things didn't go how they planned. There was a little Cinderella team in there that almost looked like they were going to make it, but
yeah,
what really went wrong in that game?
The Georgia game?
Yeah, the Georgia game.
I mean, that was one of the worst first halves I think they've ever played. To come back, they were down 23 at one point. They come back to get it, within 2. You're not going to win a game if you got 10 turnovers in the first half. That's not going to happen. And it's just kind of a disappointing run. Obviously, they made the tournament, so they're okay. But I know they wanted to get deep in there, but they just couldn't get over that first half. When you have a first half like that, it's going to be hard to win any game.
You got to give credit to that Ole Miss team. They were kind of chippy. They started out early on. They beat several teams to even get to that game. And then from there, they went on to beat Alabama. And then they almost made it all the way to the finals before losing to Arkansas, who eventually went on to win the whole darn thing. But several teams, I believe, were 10 in total that actually made the tournament. Several teams weren't able to make it. A big one a lot of people questioned was Auburn, when there were teams like Miami, Ohio out there that went 31-1, as well as SMU. There were a lot of people fighting on the committee, Bruce Pearl himself, that Auburn should get in. And I know we talk about this all the time. The record just wasn't there this year. They weren't the same team from last year. Strength of schedule was different, but that wasn't the team people wanted to see in the March Madness.
I mean, strength of schedule, congrats, you guys played really hard teams and won some games, but when no team has ever made the 64-team field with 16 losses.
Let's be honest,
on
this
Twitter
doesn't happen.
Before Selection Sunday. Right, Selection Sunday, their Twitter is filled with why we should make the tournament.
Right.
And it's I feel like if you got to put this much effort, you got to write essays on why you guys deserve to be in. I don't know. For me, I think the committee made the right choice. I don't think they should be in it, but they did have, a hard-fought season. They played some good teams, but obviously disappointing when you make it that far last year, and that's just how it is.
I can't agree more. You talk about the changing of the guard. A lot of people are going to say it's Nepo ball, the fact that Steven takes over for Bruce. A lot of people question that. At the end of the day, I mean, the season just didn't go how you wanted it to. It's okay. They're still in the NIT.
Exactly.
They get a first-round bid. Well, they're playing in South Alabama tomorrow night. So we'll see how they do there. You still get a chance to play more postseason ball. It's all good. But we talk about the actual bracket, March Madness itself, now that the 60-plus teams are out. Some of the big matchups we see there, Georgia and Alabama making it in. Georgia has a pretty good game. I believe they're taking on St. Louis first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a tough time to be an 8 seed. I feel like everyone always picks the 9 seed. And St. Louis, they can't be discounted. They came in, third in?
Yeah, not bad at all, yeah.
Something like that. They got a big shooter. He's a huge guy that's just knocking down threes. But what I don't like about the Georgia side of things is if they do go on to go to the next round, they're going to have to beat Michigan to get to that Sweet 16. And that's going to be hard, man. That's going to be difficult.
They did definitely. They picked up that shooter from UAB, who we know he's pretty spot on. I think he's like Yaxborough or something like that. But when we talk about Georgia, Georgia's playing with a lot of tenacity this season. You have Catchings coming in pretty hot. You have Blue Kane doing great things. Mike White knows how to coach a team. They're back in this game again. I think they pretty much are in control of their own destiny. We talk about it. I think Georgia definitely has, out of their side of the bracket, outside of Michigan, they can make a deep run. The question is then if they get into the Sweet 16, what about those matchups against, say, a Texas Tech or Bama or even Akron? People don't want to sleep on smaller schools like that because they were just up there with Miami, Ohio as far as competitive play. So I think there's going to be a lot of questions as the tournament progresses.
I think it's going to be the biggest thing for Georgia. Obviously, they have one of the best offenses, in my opinion, in the country. They're so well-rounded. Everyone's a contributor, dropping double digits a night. They're known for their fast tempo, all that. You cannot get behind in that game. You can't have what you had in the SEC tournament. You can't have a horrible first half. They're not going to be able to come back from that. But if they keep up fast tempo, all that stuff, keep the spark up, I really think they can go pretty far in this. Again, if they can handle Michigan, but who knows? Maybe UMBC will do it again and upset a number 1 seed. We don't know.
Let the madness ensue. This is a great time. Have you filled out a bracket yet? You have any ideas of who you want to win it all?
I mean, this is, first of all, the best time of the year, I might add. Duke is, if you would ask me 2 weeks ago, I would have said Duke is going to win it all. They won the ACC tournament without 2 of their best players. That's great. I am concerned about the injury bug that could, plague them. I'm not sure. I think 2 of their guys might not be good to go. I don't know yet. But, I mean, you got St. John's out of the East. Not sleeping.
Don't sleep on the paternity team.
Not sleeping on Dan Hurley's team.
It's true.
Either. So I think they're almost punished for being a 1 seed. To me, they have the hardest way into the Final Four. I do like Michigan State a lot. Arizona. I mean,
Arizona's nice.
Playing their best basketball right now.
By far.
Yeah. Who do you have right now?
It's a good switch up. I think, I like Arizona. I think Florida is going to be one of those wild cards again. I don't know if they make it all the way back, but I'm curious to see if they can represent the SEC and see how far they can actually make it. As much as I don't like to give Bama credit, I like a Nate Oates-led team. I understand Aiden Holloway just recently got into some trouble, so I'm curious to see if he's eligible to even play for the first round because I know he's one of their second leading scorers behind LeBaron Philon, so I'm curious to see if he's healthy or if he's able to actually play, if they can make a deep run, because I know in the recent years they've been able to do that. But I think I'm with you on Duke. I've always liked Duke. I think they are a hard-fought team. I think UConn, you can't sleep on a Dan Hurley-led team. We saw how passionate he gets for his guys. So I'm very curious to see how they come out. But I think come Sweet 16, the Elite 8 is definitely going to get chippy. And by the time Final Four rolls around, it might be a Cinderella team somewhere in there. Maybe Miami, Ohio does it. Maybe they showcase all this seasoned buju they've been able to do and go 36 and who knows, 36-1.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an exciting time.
What's your opinion on them being a play-in game?
I think because of the conference they're in, I felt like they didn't want to give them a solid seed just because they're like, oh, maybe they're frauds. They haven't played anybody. You look at their strength of schedule, it was 0 compared to everybody else. But at the same time, they showed up and played those games, even in a close game situation. Despite their 1 loss and despite not actually winning their tournament, they played hard fought all season long. I think this is what March Madness is all about. You have to give these teams credit that go out and do it in the regular season and then get rewarded with bids into the March Madness. I think it's just one of those things where people don't want to see an underdog win, but why not? Why not them? You know what I mean? Whoever thought Miami, Ohio would be in this situation outside of the people that go to Miami, Ohio? So it's going to be an exciting time nonetheless.
You talk about the strength of schedule. But it's not the students. It's not the players' fault. They don't build the schedule. Their job is to go out there and win, and that's exactly what they did. Yes, they didn't win the conference tournament, but other than that, they found a way to win every single game. I do think it's a little disrespectful.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's a good SMU team they're going to play, and I don't think right now Miami of Ohio is even expected to win. I hope they go out there, and I hope they hand it to the Mustangs. I hope they show everyone that they deserve to be in the 6-14 field.
Let madness ensue. This is what this melt is all about. This is what the tournament is all about, to see these smaller schools get the chance to upset big schools and just to be like, hey, we're here too. We clearly did the work. We're here to showcase our talent on the biggest stage. So why not us? And I love to see these teams because, there's going to be at least 3 Cinderella teams that somehow upset. One maybe makes it all the way to the Final Four. They might not make it all, but just to see the excitement of these different fan bases come together, these foreign destinations that you never expect them, like Kennesaw State's another team. I'm curious curious to see what they do. You know, they play a lot of great ball all season long. And now they get a chance to go out to Portland and showcase, or Seattle and showcase their talents. I think it's going to be an exciting time nonetheless, just because you talk about everything what's going on and just this 64, 62 plus team bracket. You get to see teams that you maybe never even heard of come battle it out and turn out to be one of the better teams to watch.
California Baptist. Yeah.
Right. Just come on now. It's like all these. I'm just so excited. It's a great time. It's a great time for us in the sports world. When you bet out our brackets, you kind of bet around on them a little bit to see who's going to make it. But I'm just excited nonetheless.
I am too. I can't wait. I just got to beat Aaron in my bracket last year.
Love to see.
Can't have that.
Yes, ma'am. No doubt about it. Well, hey, that's going to go ahead and finish out this block for now. We're going to come back on one last block where we have to talk about some exciting things going on in the NBA and a little World Baseball Classic as well. We'll be right back. Jumping back in, we now jump to the NBA. If you didn't know, the Eastern Conference is starting to really shape out. The Atlanta Hawks are riding a 9-game win streak. They are currently just so many games behind, but they're set to take on the Orlando Magic tonight in a game that many people were promoting on the night as the Magic City Monday night, but we know the league did cancel that. So this is just a game that's going to have a lot of implications down the line on if Atlanta can jump into a top spot going into the playoffs. As we see there, the Magic are currently riding a 7-game streak. The Hawks are riding 9 games. You know, since the trade, they bring in Kuminga and CJ McCollum. A lot of excitement out of this Hawks team. What are kind of some of your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I think right now these are two of the hottest teams in the NBA. I think this is going to be a great matchup. I do think the Hawks are going to take it. They're playing so well right now. Jalen Johnson, CJ McCollum, it's like they've been teammates for years. Like they are going to be great. They're going up against Paulo Banchero. I don't know. I think it's going to be a great one, but I do think the Hawks are going to come out on top. They've just been so hot right now, and I think if they win this one, it's just the sky's the limit for this team.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think they're currently riding the longest active winning streak right now. Hopefully they can make that into 10. And they're firing at all the right cylinders. We talk about as you're like now outside of All-Star break, looking straight ahead to the playoffs. I think this team is going to be excited. I'm going to be at this game, so I'm curious to see how it actually plays out. This is my first one of the season, so I'm hoping they come out with a win. Hopefully I'm not a bad luck charm. We'll see how it all plays out. But it's going to be an exciting one nonetheless. And then we have to talk about World Baseball Classic. If y'all haven't been following along, this thing has lived up to the hype and then some. We know Team USA has now advanced to the championship game set to take place tomorrow. But Mackenzie, just kind of like they've had to fight through to get to this point. There's been some chippy games, especially this last one. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, last night in my show, I literally said it's 23-year-old Paul Skeens versus the Avengers. I mean, this Dominican Republic team was ridiculous. Just Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. Their 9-hole hitter, Silver Slugger, you know, finished 4th in NL MVP. Like, that says so much about such a lineup. And I'm really surprised that it was so defensive heavy. I guess it was a pitching battle. I mean, only 3 bombs, whatever. But, I mean, USA, they delivered. They played great. Paul Skeens didn't have the game he had against Mexico, but obviously when you're facing a lineup like that, that's to be, assumed. It was just so fun to watch, and the guys delivered. I mean, we can talk about that last call. I'm going to say it. I think it was a ball. I think it was a ball. I mean,
they did what they had to do. Let's put it that way. If they want to give it a little heads up and be like, all right, now they're in, it's a lot of questions. But I think between this Venezuela and Italy team, both teams are stacked. But they've already lost to Italy one time. Italy was the one solo loss they've took all season in this whole bracket. So I'm curious to see. I'd like a redemption game. I think it'd be nice because Italy has some sluggers over there. But Venezuela, you got guys like the Ronald Acuñas of the world and things like that. I think that matchup would be very interesting to see. Skeens, by far, is a generational talent. I'd love to see who actually pitches that game, who they bring in as a closer and things like that in between. But I think either one is going to be a light show. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. But we'll find out come tomorrow night. It's going to be an exciting time nonetheless.
Have they mentioned who's going to be on the mound for USA? I haven't heard anything.
I don't think they have yet. I think they're waiting till tonight once the Venezuela and Italy play just to see how it plays out. But there's so many pitching options. I think our sluggers have to show up. I think Aaron Judge is going to have a great game. Kyle Raleigh is going to have a good game. I think it's just going to be one of those games where the bats have to be cracking that night. If not, it's going to be a long night. No doubt about it.
I agree. And just how fun has this World Baseball Classic been? I mean, the guys are living the dream out there. They're having so much fun, and I really think it's growing the game. I mean, everyone's just loving all the energy and the atmosphere. It's been great. Hope USA brings it home. I'd love to see Italy and USA in the in the final. Just a bunch of USA guys, really.
It's been an exciting time. We talk about USA beating Canada in hockey, both women's and men's, and now baseball. It's a great time to be an American. Let's talk about that. Just the excitement. Everybody's backing this right now. We know spring training is still in full effect. The Braves are off to a great start. We know injury bugs has hit them as well as Jurickson Profar's suspension. But things are looking up for the Braves, hopefully. And once they get all their guys back, it's going to be an exciting time nonetheless. But I'm just ready for baseball season. Opening day couldn't get here fast enough.
I completely agree. Aside from March Madness, best time of the year.
Of course. All our sports coming together. It's going to be an exciting time nonetheless. Well, Mackenzie, first show's in the book. How'd you think about it? I think everything went well. I think it's going to be an exciting time. Hope to have you back real soon.
Yeah, I had a great time. Thanks for having me. Hopefully I did Aaron justice. But yeah, it was great being here.
No doubt about it. Appreciate you being here, Mackenzie. And just like that, that's another edition of The Pit. Be sure to tune in same time next week. We're going to have even more topics to talk about and so much more. Thank y'all for joining.